Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have G2 Lekos now. Of course, jankos playing Rek'Sai, can play any champion. And I was looking for a really good high-tempo Rek'Sai gameplay, because in the last couple of videos we've talked very heavily about how we can get leads, how we can play when we don't get leads, and essentially how to control bounties, close out games, whether we're snowballing it, whether we're coming back from behind. And hopefully the game history links that you've looked at from those videos have shown you how those games go up and down. Now in this one, obviously, I wanted Rek'Sai to show you the high-tempo nature of the new Season 12 meta, the new Season 12 meta, which is, of course, great for Rek'Sai. She's performing insanely well on high elo, and I put her in the best junglers again that I released on the main channel yesterday. However, what I noticed when I was scouting Roy Demon games, I didn't quite find a game I really wanted to go over that was, I guess, spicy enough for you guys to watch. And fortunately, jankos had one with a similar or the same rune set. Electrocute is a great one to play. Conqueror, but just got buffed. Conqueror is obviously excellent. All the Koreans who are on Conqueror, you'll see the rune set he's running on your screen now. And Hail of Blades is obviously the default go-to for domination, but Electrocute is really nice for that early burst damage and single target annihilation. Now, what I noticed from my scouting when I did a couple of run-throughs, full clear Rek'Sais. So while everyone is defaulted to high variance, aggressive pathing, 3 camps, 4 camps, 5 camps, not really 5 camps, but into those ganks and so on, pro players and other high elo jungles who remain sort of active in high elo all the time, they are not going to feel the need to gank as much. They're going to basically focus on making sure that the experience levels are kept as high as possible for crucial stages in the game, which is why you might see a lot of full clearing in the pro play meta as well anyway. You will see some ganks, people try it, but if they don't work out, because in pro play you have communication and wards, and high elo you have communication and wards via passive aggressive pings and sometimes weird words in chat, it's better simply to focus on that level 4. And if you can do it fast enough, getting level 4 from a full clear will at least net you a crab, and even then, if you don't get the crab, it's fine. The thing is with Rek'Sai, while we are going for this full clear sort of default mode, as we have here First Blood to the Singed, I went mid lane because there was another game with the Singed mid lane. You're still looking to gank pretty heavily and finding a lane, and what Roy Demon does quite well is he will full clear and then just spam gank lane, and then full back and maintain experience control. jankos, on the other hand, in this game, thank God, knows exactly when to farm, knows exactly what the enemy jungler is going to want to do, and plays around that beautifully. Now in this situation, you will see a lot of junglers, if they saw red side, sequence up, they will try and 3 camp gank, they might 4 camp gank, otherwise default, they'll still at least 5 camp crab gank, you've got a lot of options. Now because Singed killed Yone, is running back top side here, we need to get level 4 quickly from these minions, that's absolutely huge. Lee Sin shows up, as we can expect from our basic tracking. They're going to try and do something here, but jankos, because he did the full clear, is right here. Hello, good sir. Might I introduce you to the bite of death? Void disease, or void rabies, I can call it maybe. We can go with that. Void herpes is Malzahar's thing. That just... such an interactive and enjoyable champion. What happened there? Sorry, I put the scoreboard down. Now, this is basically, from a full clear perspective, what will happen. If you full clear up, and the enemy jungler does things, okay. LeBlanc and jankos looking, he got hit by the plant, so it's expected. Looking to, might even be cancelled again. Yeah. In the interest of just getting out, just run. I usually just run to towers and get out as fast as possible. But yeah, for full clears, basically you will get to the top side. You can assess now, can I gank or can I not gank? Here we're going to try again because now our back was cancelled, so we might as well. And then you can look to fall back to crab. But if the enemy jungler is also there, and maybe gets the gank off, maybe pushes your way and gets a top crab, you really have no other choice now. There's nothing left to do on this side of the map. You have to reset and now head to the bottom side in theory, to defend your tier 2 camps, which are of course hugely valuable. Now Lee Sin cross mid lane after that crab, takes the bottom crab as well, dings his level 4, and I can look to go bottom lane. jankos says, okay, I am going to move on down to that side of the map as well. Now, here's the interesting thing. So we have a Soraka on the bottom lane. If you're getting tilted by the weird bottom lanes in your elos, as you can see, it's important we just play the game. The reason we go for the Wolves here is it gives us level 5 and it allows us now to shadow into the mid lane because we saw the Lee Sin bottom lane and detach backwards. Now 99% of the Lee Sin is going to reset at this stage, which means instead of focusing Wolves into Grump, which is what you normally would do if you wanted to gank bottom lane, and that's crucial here, because singed. Because we're gonna do wolves, grub, and gank bottom lane, that's fine. Like if that's your template, that's fine. But we see Lee Sin, our bottom lane either dies or resets or what have you. You're basically gonna be wasting time by doing this. And because the Lee Sin's out of the picture at the moment, he's off the field, what we can do, look mid lane for the gank, okay? We're just having a little cheeky look. Victor's gonna push here. We've got caps on the LeBlanc very, very low, so we're just kind of having a look, and we can steal away a very nice Raptor camp. As I said in the video in the summer, this is a high traffic zone. Most junglers will take that early so that the second spawn comes through quickly. Lee Sin now goes to hold mid lane, and then what that does is hopefully not give him a kill. What we can do then from that is say, okay, Lee Sin isn't here, bot lane is overcommitting, Soraka's getting back to lane, Trundle's going to be getting back to lane. Let's go and gank this Summonerless Misfortune. So very nice pathing there. Recognizing, all right, ganking isn't going to happen just yet. How can I fill my time? Is the enemy jungler in the picture? Should I just do my camps and wait? No, enemy jungler had to base. 99% he had to base. And now we see him topside killing the Singed. Let's yoink away those Raptors, gank bottom lane ourselves, and go back to base. And we go back to base because we have crucial itemization spikes in terms of a serrated dirk, we have boots, we have a control ward, all the spicy things that bring you happiness. Well, should bring you happiness. Now, at this stage, you could maybe anticipate, right, where's Lee Sin gonna go? If he stole my Raptors, he goes mid lane, he sees me bottom lane, we're probably just gonna go to the top side, take his tier 2 wolves and grump, which means as Rek'Sai, jankos can say, look, I'm gonna go defend my Raptors against this, and you could maybe make a read on this and counter gank the top side. That's something we could do, maybe go to the Krugs and then look to do something here. But if we feel like, you know what, that's not really worth it because there's nothing else topside. If the Lee Sin makes us play, which he does, what else is here? You know, that's gonna spawn at 8 minutes. These are up, which is nice, but what I can do, steal his red. See him going down. Now here you're tracking this. This is huge. I'm sorry to pause it again, but this is absolutely huge. When you see a top lane, a jungler do this, and you decided to float down because there's all of this good juicy stuff that you can take for yourself, watch them when they leave the minimap, and you would have seen this. Okay, you see I'm staring at the minimap watching it, obviously, because you know when you're jungling and you're taking stuff, you're looking F keys at minimap, you see watch the Lee Sin. We see this. We can predict it. So what we need to do is position ourselves for the counter gank, and that's where good pathing comes through. And we can either wait for the Lee Sin to commit, or we can decide, you know what, I have the lead, I have 6, yoink, make the move before the Lee Sin shows up. Now he shows up, he does in fact flash for that, that's funny. We interrupt that dash with a beautiful knockup, and we say, good night, Mr. Monk. And now we can push the wave a little bit, or we can just leave it. Yeah, we help out a little bit. You know, sometimes you want to help up too much in silver and things like this. We talk about that for mental attitudes, but here that's just enough. But is what it is. It should bounce back, be nice and neutral. Perfect. It's exactly what we want. Because we want to set up for a repeat gank as well. From that, random crab is the first one. Secure this, high experience, and then onto the dragon. Now, a little bit of ability haste and attack speed goes a long way on Rek'Sai. Bot lane is currently fisting. Now, a lot of junglers here will be inclined to finish the Drake. I think I'm with jankos, and you just finished the Drake. This is a huge Drake for us. We can take the plant and we can rotate afterwards. Does give us level 7, which is huge. Lee Sin now most likely will try and shadow bot lane. As he shows up, I love it when tracking works, thank goodness. I haven't seen the game at all. I didn't see it on stream. I don't really have too much time for that. But we can basically deduce after all that action topside, he's going to try come bottom side for red. If he didn't recognize we stole it, he should have. And he knows he has Raptors and Krugs available. So great gank. Nice presence, beautiful. Now again, what's the default move for most of you? What's the default move for most of you? You're gonna fall back to your camps and be like, wow, I'm doing such a good job. I'm glorious, I'm gonna do my blue side now. And that gives a Lee Sin, oh, I hit the mic, too glorious. That gives the Lee Sin the opportunity to make plays. So what we wanna do is prevent it. And this is where Rek'Sai power thing is, I love it, it's exquisite. And this is what I love about the champion. You translate this gank, you put the wave beautifully in a neutral state, you take this, you gank this, you cut through, you gank it again, you see Yone's low, we go all the way back to the top side, but of course now, we do have to be very cautious about this. I can see on the timeline that he still has ult, and that's unfortunate. Good champion design. That's not his fault. We don't blame the jankos on that one. We blame champion design team for giving us Yone. Beautiful. I have a friend who I play with, and And if there's a Yone on the enemy team, he dodges. I haven't seen a Yone in like a year. Just because if there's a Yone on the enemy team, he just dodges. He refuses to play against it. And he actually helps me collect a little bit of footage for best junglers and other videos like that. So if you ever see a Yone dying in these footages, you know that was Teemo getting himself a bit of satisfaction. So unfortunate death, but basically now we can go back to base. Well, we didn't really go back to base voluntarily. The concept here was definitely try and clean up the top lane and set ourselves up for a Herald play. But because we died, the Lee Sin is able to get the Herald. And now obviously we want to head to the top side, defend our red side camps, and be ready to defend against any sort of dives as well as the Herald play. Which of course we are doing. Soraka ult happens, knock up again, beautifully done. I love it when Rek'Sai, this is why Rek'Sai is so good, because you can turn fights with your ult, and that's where I love the ultimate. You knock up, you smite, you do your auto canceling, you do your Qs, Es as necessary on the target you're focusing, but if you've hit another target, you can use your R on a target that they're not really ready to react to, right? So like most people would expect him, if Lee Sin was a bit healthier, to use the R on the Lee Sin, but we kill the Lee Sin and then use it on the LeBlanc immediately and seamlessly. I love those mechanics. I don't know, just it excites me to see good Rek'Sai play, you know what I mean? This is obviously a good waiting point for vision control. The Yone upset us, without a doubt. So what we're going to do is invest some time, but not too much time. Here we go, see? Yeah, like... Okay, that's a very slow tunnel. Grounded into a flip knockup. Beautifully done, thank you. It is literally Singed. Thank you, Singed. And we have Victor on the team as well. Beautiful. And now we can go back to base. No need to fall back down to the RNG crab as well as the raptors. I think you might assume maybe it was done, maybe it was not done. Even so, if you have item spikes and you know that your whole blue side is up and you kind of want to tie in with the bottom side of the map, don't overstay too much, you know? You could justify perhaps this, but then now you have to acknowledge you'll be like 30 to 45 seconds behind where you want to be relevant to the Lee Sin's pathing. Pathing relevant to the enemy jungler is just as important as pathing to anything else. See, now we're in a position to rotate. If you stayed out and maybe did all this, you wouldn't have had gold spent. You wouldn't have had itemization spikes. And that's huge. In this case, a Faji. Dragon is also going to be up and be the next objective on the map. And we kind of want to defend against Herald plays here. So we were going to farm. Once we see something happen, we react. We path appropriately. What's going on here is that the Misfortune, the LeBlanc, and the Leona are killing our Soraka. So instead of kiting through here, we flank from the back because Assassin Rek'Sai is a gameplay that I enjoy as well. Use a Prowler's Claw, take a little nibble, get a double kill, use her ult on the LeBlanc, and triple kill. Beautiful. That's why those itemization spikes are so crucial in Rek'Sai. Early game champions, people don't really do this enough. You have to use your item spikes appropriately. And if you're an early game champion, and you stay out for this crab, and you stay out, maybe there's a fight that opens up over it, and you stay out for the raptors, and now you're forced to these rotational plays, and you have 2k, 3k unspent, you're wasting your spike, you know? Nice done by Victor. Again, good patience, understanding that he's holding the mid wave. Good night, electrocute. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. It's so good. Yone now decides to move on down. Victor's out of mana. Trundle shows up, makes everything frozen. And we float on down. Okay, currently Lee Sin is dead, so we do want to use that prior for a Drake, but you can see a little bit of hesitancy because it is dark, and that's good. You know, that's good, because LeBlanc will show up, and Leona will show up, so it's important that a Trundle shows up. Soraka presses magic button and 1v1's the Misfortune. Great champion. And you know what? Let's just smite her. Which is obviously a higher risk play. But we know that we have the time, and that's important. People will say, well, shouldn't you save your smite for the dragon? Yes, and in coaching I always tell you, save the smite for the dragon. But in this situation, look, he's here, but even if he wasn't, he's gonna get here. It'd be mighty close. But I think most of the time, if you have an ADC on your team with someone that can do damage to dragons, you can melt it very, very quickly. And of course, you have a combo with your E to at least do some damage to it. And 99% of the time, if they go and challenge that in low elo, they're griefing. You know, you don't know that they're griefing, but they're griefing. Just pull the dragon out, secured very, very quickly before the jungler's able to get there, and then it's just wasting their time. Challenger jungler knows, hey, that's gone. There's no point me even coin flipping that Drake. I might as well go play on the opposite side, which is of course what he's doing. You know, Yone is his last hope. Singed. Now we can fall back to our blue. We dish that out to the Victor because he's done a good job, and we take the Grom because it gives us level 11. Crucial. Fall back to your camps and do those spikes now. When last did we just chill on our jungle? The whole time, looking forward. The whole time, where is the enemy jungler? The whole time, what play can I make that's aggressive, that gives me river control, objective control, and enemy jungle suppression? And rewards himself with camps during the down moments. Now, obviously, Lee Sin gets a bounty there, but it's not really going to impact us. Victor is forced to burn his flash there. But again, we're here, we're shadowing, we're pressuring, we're watching the Lee Sin. Is he most likely going to go into our jungle and take our camps? I would expect so. I would expect so. But he also could float down to the Victor, so we take his stuff, we sit in the Raptor camp, and we go back to base. Although in this case, it looks like Lee Sin is not. See, we're checking. The Sin's just checking. Caution. There you go. He could have, but he decided to try and trap, and the Sin's, that's a really good heads-up play. And obviously, if Lee Sin shows somewhere with the red buff, you know he did it, so you can path in a different way. Because we wanted to protect it, and we have a huge lead. 13 and 1-on-1. We go to our red ourselves, make sure we get that. And immediately now, we rotate to this mid lane play. Man, the silences and the grounds are very, very tilting. The pillars, the slows, the silences, the grounds, the knockups. The pillar still doesn't show on the replays, right? Can we fix that? It's making coaching Trundle very difficult. We go all in on the Leona to kill her out. We kite back to get out of the chains of pain. Laser Man chases him down with his third or fourth arm, depending on how much of a Victor stan you are. And that's as much as I will say on that. Fall back into their jungle. Singe is collapsing this wave. We're collapsing this wave. Look at where he's lived. The power thing is so great, and this is why I loved this game. I didn't watch it through. I mean, I just looked at the stats and everything like that, and this is why I like Rek'Sai, I guess, is more the point. Just allows you to do this. And if you are falling back to your camps way too much, why you throw games video, what is that called? Why you can't close games video on the main channel, if you're a Goblin Hoarder for gold as a Rek'Sai, really bad. You do not want to do that. You want to be spending your gold as much as possible within the flow of the game. Like, don't go base every 30 seconds. That's all I'm saying. Just make sure that, you know, you're backing in relation to where you need to be. Okay? Don't overstay for no particular reason. Now, that's obviously a tilt play. The game is pretty much done. But this was so smooth, right? This was a smooth game, and I just wanted a nice, quick, smooth game for once. We've had a few back and forths and a bit of inting laners in this situation. And the Singe is 2-6 and 3. The dude absorbed all the pressure. Made a few plays himself, but it's always over the wall looking for plays. Ah, here we go. Ah, I recognize this one. Yeah. Okay, so this is from the best junglers video clip. Okay, so Timo did actually get the footage from this game. I recognize this. If you watch the best junglers, you recognize this. I like it when that happens. It's funny because we don't communicate what games we get the footage from. So if when I do gameplay, I just do my own sort of thing. It's good. Herald activation to push. 18 minutes in. It's exactly what we want. We've got Yone vs Singed in the bottom wave. Take this inhib and we can close it out. Really nicely done. And the Soraka is just giving disease, man. Soraka Trundle. I would not want to lane against this. Trust me, I would not want to lane against this. But yeah, hopefully you can see the power of electrocute Rek'Sai, but also how you full clear for a Rek'Sai or a ganking jungler. If you can do it quickly, not slowly, mind you, still works. And it's still optimal in terms of getting level 4 spike and using it on the map for pressure. But the key point there is track the enemy jungler, cut them off, make aggressive plays before they're able to make a play. You're in the driver's seat, and I think that's what we saw from Rek'Sai in this game. And that's why it was such a good one, because the whole time, we're seeing, you know, okay, we know Lee Sin is coming, let's make a play before he arrives. Not wait for the counter gank always, let's make the play. We can make the play. Kill, push, take. Know he's going to be bottom side as I track, then shows up, right, cut back, kill mid lane again. Obviously a mishap on the top lane, but that's just 200-year design. And out of base again, you know, it's consistent pressure, it's smooth, and it's always moving that forward if you have the lead. So a little bit of a different game than the Hecarim one and the few we've had before this, but excellent pathing, excellent mechanics, good fun, probably better from his perspective with his commentary and jokes, but from an analytical point of view, hope you enjoyed and learned something. Please do leave a like, comment, share, and all that stuff if you did. Best Junglers is on the main channel. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next tutorial.